Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. So guys, looking at this current Bitcoin price action, you can see we actually talked about this scenario very loud and clear. If the price of Bitcoin fails to break to this price level of 11,200, there is a possibility of a reversal. And I also showed you with my previous example that this 10,600 was a very strong support. And if you look at this scenario here, we can also see price after reaching this 10,600 area did found a strong support. You can see this weak rejection to the downside, but the pressure was so high that the price could not hold anymore and we got another leg to the downside. If you look at this price action of Bitcoin in a 4-hour time frame, guys, it is actually showing us maybe the price of Bitcoin might be making this ascending triangle at this current stage, and this ascending triangle is not a breakout scenario like this, guys, right? This ascending triangle is an indication, hey, there is a possibility of one more leg to the downside. And why? Because you can see this trend line here, you can see this trend line was a very strong resistance line. After reaching this line, price usually got a reversal, and again to the downside, this line here was again a very strong support. And you can see price after reaching this level, price reversed, but you can see the same trend line was a very strong resistance. And I told you that if the price actually fails to break this, we are seeing a possible reversal. And we also spotted a bearish divergence on our previous video, right? This here was a bearish divergence because the price was clearly making this high scenario, and we also spotted that this is a possible scenario of a downtrend. And now looking at this current price action of Bitcoin, where we might be currently heading, because I showed you with a smaller time frame, the 4-hour time frame and a daily time frame, the resistance line here will be around this 11,200 and support is going to be around this 10,600 area. But looking this in a weekly time frame, now I gave you a scenario. To the upside, this 12,400, 12,500 is a strong resistance area, and to the downside, this 10,000 is the strongest support area for Bitcoin. So right now, what we might also see is another pullback around this 10,000 price level, because this here is a ascending triangle, and this ascending triangle in a downtrend usually leads to another leg to the downside. And that's why guys, you have to be very careful at this current stage, because the trend has still not gave us a confirmation that that is actually a bottom area. Because you can see here this weak rejection to the downside, this weak rejection to the upside, this is a confluence area. This is not giving us a proper indication, but looking at this here in a 4-hour time frame, this might be indication of a ascending triangle, and this ascending triangle could actually lead to another leg down scenario. And yesterday, guys, in Twitter, someone pointed out this possible scenario of price action of Bitcoin, because this possible scenario has unfolded time and again. I've showed you with so many examples. Let's switch the chart and let me show you how you could have actually spotted this price correction. Okay, so let's switch the chart. So this here is Bitcoin USD in a daily time frame. So if you look at this price action of Bitcoin here in a daily time frame, I actually showed you guys this possible price movement, right? How the price of Bitcoin might be heading in this particular area. I said to you, a pump and dump scenario all the time, price getting trapped between this ascending channel. And we had this breakdown phase. The price came down, came back to re-enter this ascending triangle. It failed. You can see this weak rejection here, and then you could have actually seen this price drop, because this scenario here I've already talked plenty of time, right? But now if we switch the time frame into 4-hour time frame and look at this area, this current area, right, this area, okay, in 4-hour time frame. So let's switch the chart, and you can see here, if you look this scenario here now in a 4-hour time frame, guys, this was again a similar price structure. Because if you look at this price structure here, right, you could have seen again the similar pattern unfolding time and again. The price actually failed here, you can see here, right, to hold this support around this ascending channel, came back to re-enter this, it failed. You can see this weak rejection here, this weak rejection here, and then what happened, you can see here, boom. Isn't this actually a similar scenario? That's why it's also very important to switch time frames, guys. Not only like looking in a daily time frame, also switch time frame into smaller time frame, because you can see this kind of similar price action pattern unfolding time and again. That's why this is very important to understand, guys. And also if you look this here whole scenario, right? In a daily time frame, we talked about this scenario, this being a descending broadening wedge. I told you how the price of Bitcoin might be heading, right? I showed you with different example. And now if you look at this scenario, we can see the price has clearly left the lower line of this ascending channel, the support line, and now it's clearly heading to the downside. But if you look at this price structure, not just only with this descending broadening wedge, you can also notice that this area here, you can see here, right, from where we got a strong rejection here. So here you can see this trend line here, this trend line here, and this weak rejection, the weak rejection around this trend line area. After reaching that particular level, we did actually got a reversal because we also had this upper line of this descending broadening wedge acting as a resistance. Boom, we had this price correction. Now let's do the similar thing also here, because you can see this was a very strong support area, right? So if you draw a trend line here, again you will notice that now this support area was again a resistance when the price actually came across that particular level. So what does this actually indicating me right now? That the price of Bitcoin, if it's going to continue like this way, this 10,000 area here to the downside could be another target area. That's why I told you in a 4-hour time frame, we might be spotting this ascending triangle here, right? This ascending triangle scenario, somewhere like this one. And after that, this could be a possible scenario here, the price getting gravitated towards this price level of 10,000 area, because you can see this 10,000 area is another support for Bitcoin at this current stage. So guys, this is what I see for Bitcoin right now. So let's look at this Ethereum USD chart. So if for you look at this scenario here, I told you in a weekly time frame, I'm actually bullish on Ether. But right now, looking at this current price structure, we can also see that, hey, this price structure here, if you notice clearly, guys, you will see this price movement forming at this current stage. This means the price of Ether might be following this ascending channel, because you can see this upper line area acted as a resistance, price reversed, and to the downside this lower line of this ascending channel actually acted as a support, and you can see price after reaching that level did go a reversal. But now looking at this current scenario, this is indicating maybe the price is heading towards the lower line area of this ascending channel, which is going to be around this price level of 300 area, right? But if we would look this in a bit different way, no problem, because you can also include this parallel channel here in this manner to look if the trend actually is also following this descending channel. And to the downside, you can also see now we don't need this line. Let's only take this, the lower line area of this ascending channel, right? So now we know there is a support around this particular level. So if you look at this scenario, this Ether USD chart in a daily time frame, this might be a current price movement like this here, might be getting pulled around this trend line area, this ascending channel support line area, which is going to be around this 290 or 300 price level. So this is what I see for Ether in a daily time frame. And if you want to say, hey, how to identify if the trend is now going to get breakout, I mean to the upward direction, you will see this current price movement. If it's going to be a breakout scenario, then you will see possible scenario like this here, guys, right? Price breaking above this upper line area of this descending channel, right? Coming back to retest this level and then a breakout scenario. This pattern will be unfolding time and again. So I think it's better if you get used to it, guys. And that's why if you look at this scenario also in a monthly time frame for Ether, you can see in a bigger time frame Ether looks very bullish, and I showed you with the daily time frame, and this is also right now. What can you see here? This could be a double bottom area, because you can see here to the downside this is a base, right? And this is clearly forming a really nice double bottom in a monthly time frame. So if Ether is getting pulled back in a smaller time frame, I mean in a daily time frame, it's okay. But if you are here for the longer term, you can look at this scenario, guys. In the longer term, I'm still very bullish on Ethereum. So now let's also look at XRP USD chart. So guys, now if you look at the price action of XRP USD in a weekly time frame, you can see what is unfolding right now, right? This here clearly shows that XRP has left the support area of this ascending channel, and now it is actually finding support at this particular trend line that actually acted as a resistance back then and now is a support. So if you look at this scenario right now for XRP, and look where we might be currently heading, and this target area, guys, you can notice that price, if it's going to continue, let's switch the time frame so that it gets easier for us to understand, because you can see this price structure here, this parallel channel, how important the price breaking above or breaking below this parallel channel, because you can see you can also make a good advantage out of it. So right now, if you look at this scenario here in a daily time frame and use this similar scenario, you will also notice that this here right now, just like with Ether, right, just like with the Ethereum chart, this is also showing us a possible scenario for XRP. This here, because you can see the price of XRP had clearly broken down the support of this ascending channel, and now it's clearly holding its ground around the previous resistance line that actually acted as a resistance here and is now a support for XRP. But if this line fails, then we might be clearly heading towards this price level. Let me show you that very clearly here. So if you look at this here, another support line, right, another support line is around this particular level. So if this is going to break, then I'm actually looking for XRP to come around this 21 cent area. So this is what I see for XRP right now. We can also have a quick look on Litecoin USD. So if we look at Litecoin right now in a weekly time frame, guys, we can also see this particular price structure, right? This here, which we have already talked about, this 1 2 3 4 buy reversal pattern with Bitcoin price action in a weekly time frame, and this is actually for Litecoin. And what happened for Bitcoin after getting this breakout, it came back to retest this trend line area, right, in Bitcoin case. But right now for Litecoin, it is coming back to retest this previous support level, so which is around this $38 to $40 price level. So right now, if the trend is going to reverse some more, then we can see that around this $38 to $40 price range, we have a very, very strong support. So and after that, we might see a possible breakout. And why? Because we have already talked about this similar scenario with Bitcoin. So if you want to look at, I'm going to switch the chart quickly. Okay, so this here was a scenario with Bitcoin 1 2 3 4 buy reversal pattern, which I've already talked in my previous video. But if you look at this scenario here and this price movement with Litecoin and this here, this is actually pointing out just like expected. We had this breakout, price came back to retest this trend line area here with Bitcoin, but also in Litecoin we are seeing a reversal, and this here came back to the area where it formerly found support. And right now for Litecoin, the support area is around this $40 to $38. So after that, you can see here in Bitcoin, we had a really nice pump to the upside. Even though the price is correcting right now, I told you in a bigger scale for Bitcoin, 12,500 is the resistance line, and to the downside, 10,000 is the support level. So we might be like bouncing back and forth around this price level of $12,500 to $10,000. So if we look at Litecoin again, guys, now if you look at this in a whole, you can also see with Litecoin we had a similar scenario, this 1 2 3 4 buy reversal pattern. This is indicating, hey, we had a breakout and now the price is also heading towards the previous support level of this $40. And if the whole crypto market is going to correct, then we might go even lower. So in that case, we know around this $35, $34 to $40 is our strongest support for Litecoin. So after that, we can see a really nice bounce, just like with the Bitcoin price action for Litecoin. So if we want to look at the price action of Litecoin in bit different scenario, no problem, we can include another chart. So if you look at this here to the downside, this is actually gold spot in a daily time frame, and above here is Litecoin. But let's delete actually all the drawings and look at this with the help of this log scale. Okay, so if you look at this price action of Litecoin and look at this gold spot here, this is very, very interesting scenario, because you can see here right now this price movement here, right, this rising trend line, and look to the upside, this resistance line here, this resistance line here, or this one here. Look at this. This is pointing a similar scenario just like with the gold spot. So if the gold spot is a leading indicator, that is actually indicating there might be another pullback around this rising trend line for Litecoin, and maybe we have to wait. If the gold spot is getting a breakout to the upside, then I think Litecoin is going to do same according to this analysis. So guys, this is what I actually wanted to share with you in today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If so, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button and the bell if you're watching this for the first time. And also for those individuals who requested some more other altcoins, have some patience, because I'm going to include your coin, your altcoin, in the upcoming videos. So by saying this, I'm signing off. My name is Anup. Bye bye.